Now in this particular case, all we are going to do, we are going to discuss about inserting some contents into our web page. And in doing so, the very first thing that we need to know about the div and the span element. This div element, this span element, or this table, all those things are practically acting as a container to insert contents into your website. So first of all, among them is the div element. So what is this div element? Div element is a block level element that is used to hold the contents inside it. Now as I have told you that it is a block level element means each individual contents, they will be taking a new line and they will be vertically stacked one over another. But when we use a span element, in that particular case, every contents placed inside a span element, they practically put those contents inside in a horizontal manner. We will be understanding it through some examples. So let's check on with it, div. Now in this particular case, if we leave them up to this and get back to our project and reload, there won't be any remarkable changes over here because so far we haven't added any class here. We practically never defined what should be the styling properties of this particular element div that is being used over here. So that is why CSS or cascade style sheet is introduced in order to style our elements that is being used into an index.html or any kind of HTML page which is being used here. So cascade style sheet practically gives you in order to add some style elements into it. Let's think an HTML page as a mannequin. A mannequin, it is just a basic structure of humanoid. You are adding some clothes to it, you are adding some hair, false hair or wig, you are adding shoes into it or bangles, all those things are practically can be termed as the style sheet element or the stylings, those been added to that particular mannequin. In the same essence, we can safely conclude that an HTML page is that basic mannequin without which nothing can be arranged, and after making that basic structure, we are adding some common properties into it which is known as styling elements. In that essence, the method which is used over here is known as cascade style sheet and it is used along with the page. Now there are three types of cascade style sheet that is being used in case of an HTML page. Whenever we are making some styling with it along with these things such as div width equals to, for say, 1000, or height should be this one, 500. All those styling properties, those are used along with the tag. It is known as the inline style element. So this is the first classification of a cascade style sheet and it is the inline style sheet. So whenever we are using something like this over here, this width 1000 or height 500, those are being used along with a particular tag is known as inline style element, or in short, inline style sheet. Now in another way, if we now add a style and now if we add here if we just add here that a div element of an HTML page, it will be having a dimension of width 1000 pixels, a height of 300 pixels, a background of red with a margin of 0 auto condition. We will be getting used to it, we will be knowing about it. This is the property over here that we are mentioning about. With this term width of 1000 pixels and a height of 300 pixels, with this term width 1000 pixels, we are practically assigning that width of a particular div should be 1000 pixels. We are restraining the height to a 300 pixels and we are restraining the background to be red colored with a margin of 0 and auto condition. We'll be soon knowing about it. We are now saving this document and getting back to our project and reload, and now we can see that at the center of the page there is practically a box which is formed here at the middle of the page, which should be at a width of 1000 pixels at a height of 300 pixels and with a background color of red, and it is leaving a constant margin of auto from both the ends to align the box right at the middle of the page. Every of these style statements, every of these properties, those are practically depicted, and to which HTML element this particular property should be attributed to. It is the div element that is being used over here. But this is practically being used into the same page, into the same HTML page that has been created over here. This in turn will make the page heavier, and in turn it will cause a decrease in the loading speed of this particular web page. If we use a large number of styling properties with attributes into the same page, this may cause your page loading slow. So this is not a desired one, and that is why we are going to use all these properties into a different place, into a different page, which will be termed as a .css page, and that particular page will be linked to this particular index.html or any other HTML page that we have created previously. After that, we will be able to create any kind of styling attributes or properties for a specific element of an HTML page, and we can use them side by side. And this is exact the same mechanism that is being used in case of an external style sheet, which is the third of the kind. So Cascade style sheet, they use three types. The first one is the inline part, second one is the internal CSS, and in the next case we are going to use an external CSS. And that is why we will be needing to create a separate stylesheet.css.